Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please rise for singing of the national anthem and alma mater by members of Top 21.
Good evening. The stand's always a little low for me, but I don't want to raise it for our next speakers. Again, tremendous job by our Top 21. It is always a treat when we can start the night with their singing. I want to take this opportunity, I'm Joe Villani, Bethel Park High School principal, to welcome our students, our families, and our distinguished guests to tonight's induction to the National Honor Society. Tonight we're celebrating the accomplishments of students as they really embark on their journey. While we recognize the accomplishments they've had to date in the areas of achievement, all students had to qualify to be eligible for this achievement. In addition, they had to demonstrate some important characteristics that you're going to hear our students speak about shortly. Those are character, scholarship, leadership, and service. Prior to this ceremony, we just held another important ceremony. It was the Great Alumni Hall of Fame. Tonight we aligned the two events in looking at them and realizing that while these students are now embarking on their journey, we were here to celebrate the journey of the 2022 inductees to the Alumni Hall of Fame. Last year, when we stood up here, it was a very different time. There was a lot of challenges. There was a lot of different obstacles. This year, we couldn't be more proud to be inducting 83 students as these new members, as they were able to get back into the community to complete their service hours, to demonstrate their leadership, and obviously continue to represent Bethel Park in the outstanding way that they have. What we look for these students is to continue to demonstrate that leadership, to excel in their areas, and to continue on their journeys when they leave Bethel Park. Typically, we have a speaker that gives some words and things there, but again, trying to honor those inductees and their accomplishments, we thought it was very fitting to share their achievements and to recognize them even further with this group of students. Again, you're going to hear stories and readings of a number of individuals tonight that were inducted into this class. And when you look at this class, we have unique individuals that were in all different types of careers, professions, whether they were here locally in Bethel Park or when they graduated, they went throughout the country or the world. One thing that embodies all these individuals and really qualified them for this was how they improved the lives of others. They also had significant volunteer work, and they gave back either in their areas, their communities, and obviously the achievement in their field. So many times we define achievement and success with different thresholds. Success isn't always defined by how much money you have in your account or the level or the title you have. It's what you do with the ability you have to impact others. One thing that's recognized while anyone succeeds is you can never do it alone. Anyone who's up here tonight would tell you that there was no way they could have gotten where they were without the people they had along the way, myself included. Just like you guys and your parents, or your coaches, or your teachers, or your friends. We are always stronger together. You're better by those people that support you and help get you to where you are. So with that, I first want to give a round of applause to all the parents, guardians, family members that are here tonight. Students, please give them a round of applause for their ongoing support. I hope this night is as meaningful as the effort and the process it took to get here, and I hope again that this is the beginning. Beginning of your journey, beginning of your accomplishments, and as you look back, you see where you were, and then hopefully, like our distinguished individuals and alumnus tonight, where you can go. With that, I'm going to take the opportunity to introduce our guests. Some of them are here, some of them are accepting awards on their behalf, but I want to recognize them. They are in your program, so you can see them and refer back to them, and the plaques for these individuals are on display in our case out there that students pass every day, but I encourage our families and other guests to please look at those throughout the evening following the ceremony in doing that. Our first inductee of 2022 was Scott Bennett from the class of 1978. Scott was a big-hearted, exceptionally helpful, honest person that would do anything for the citizens of Bethel Park. Scott saw the best in people and created opportunities for many students who desired to enter the auto mechanics trades. A staple in the Bethel Park community and represents what makes living in Bethel Park so special. Scott's legacy of integrity, hard work, and selflessness continues on at Bennett Service Center through the annual scholarship given to students pursuing the trades. Scott's no longer with us, but accepting his medal tonight are his two sons, Ryan and Corey. Please give them a round of applause as they accept on behalf of their father.
Thank you very much. This is a big honor for us and my father. We're honored to be here and accept this on his behalf. We wanted to give a quick congratulations to everyone up here. We know how much hard work can pay off. This is something that would mean the world to our father. He's the definition of someone who would put others above himself and love the community of Bethel Park. Some quick words of advice for you all up here and everyone else. He always taught us to have a positive mental attitude through everything, and that's really gotten us through a lot in life. So if you're going to take one thing and apply it in any situation, whether it's a bad situation, good situation, it's always be positive and it'll work out. So thank you everyone for this. It means a lot to us, and thanks.
Our second inductee is from the class of 1967. Daniel Moore. Daniel has been a committed firefighter all his life, starting in 1971 for the Bethel Park Volunteer Fire Company and elevating to the rank of fire chief. He was an essential part of the municipality of Bethel Park for 42 years, serving as the borough's master mechanic. Daniel maintained and repaired fire trucks, salt trucks, police cars, and ambulances. He has received 2 Bethel Park Firefighter Medals of Honor for saving numerous lives, including both firefighters and citizens. After moving to North Carolina, he received the 2017 and 2018 Calabash Firefighter of the Year Award. Please welcome, who's in attendance tonight, Daniel Moore, class of 1967.
I'd like to say thank you for this award. I'd also like to say thank you for my wife, and my 2 daughters are out there somewhere, and my adopted daughter, not adopted daughter, my adopted daughter, that's out there also, and the rest of my family, and my 2 grandchildren. They're special, very special to me. I'd also like to say is, coming up in the ranks of the fire department, that sets a goal that you want to achieve by trying your best to do something. Try your best, get there, you can do it. My dad thought that I would never make it as chief. I have a lot of other people out there who thought I would never make it as chief, but I kept at it. I graduated from Bethel Park. I played varsity baseball and everything when I was a freshman, and I moved on. I also joined the Marines, got out of the Marines, never played baseball after that. But I did join a nice organization, the Bethel Park Fire Department. It's one of the great things that Bethel Park actually really has here. It does a super job, and if you want to get along with some nice people, come down and join us. Take females and males. We're glad to have you, glad to teach you, learn you everything we can, and you can do good. So remember, it's always the people underneath you that make you look good. And that's what I like to say. Thank you for the Bethel Park Fire Department. Thank you very much.
Our next inductee is Dr. Monica Turnbull, class of 1995. Monica served in several leadership roles in human resources for healthcare service corporations, including Divisional Senior Vice President of Compensation, Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, Workforce Experience, and Chief Officer for Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. A graduate of James Madison University, where she was a captain of their NCAA Division I women's basketball team. She received a master's degree and a PhD from the Chicago School of Professional Psychology, became an adjunct professor, and earned the Distinguished Alumni Award of 2016. Monica was unable to be with us tonight. Last minute, her mother-in-law passed away. Her brother, Quan Herring, who was also a Bethel Park alum, was here and accepted her award. I do not believe they were able to stay. But again, Monica was an extremely impressive individual, and we were very excited to induct her into this year's Hall of Fame class as well. Our next distinguished alumnus is Dr. Albert Wolf, class of 1987. Dr. Wolf earned a BS at Harvard as well as an MD from the University of Pittsburgh. He co-founded Kids Plus Pediatric, a Pittsburgh-based practice nationally renowned for excellence in clinical care and innovation in patient engagement. He also co-founded the National Breastfeeding Center, helping pediatricians integrate breastfeeding services into their practices. He served as the treasurer on the board of directors for the International Lactation Consultant Association and as a clinical assistant professor for pediatrics at the University of Pittsburgh. Please welcome class of 1987, Dr. Albert Wolf.
Thank you all. Just talking briefly with principal earlier and was struck by him telling me the high school's new motto, first half of the motto being building on tradition. Reminded me when I was here in high school at the old swimming pool, we had on the wall in Greek, excellence is a tradition. And seeing all of you students here today and hearing some of your stories about what you've all been doing, I'm very happy to say that the tradition of excellence is alive and well at Bethel Park. So congratulations to you all. I'm looking forward to seeing where that excellence carries you into the future. Thank you all, and best of luck to you all.
Our final inductee to the 2022 Hall of Fame class is Jeffrey Keisley, class of 1975. Jeffrey served as an executive for 3 Fortune 250 global biopharmaceutical companies, including Pfizer, where he served as a senior vice president of business technology and chief information officer. He was responsible for the transformation of Pfizer's IT organization. Jeffrey has organized, chaired, and operated numerous campaigns raising millions of dollars for charity. As an advocate for STEM education for women and minorities, he provided students with opportunities for internships and created hiring programs that resulted in 50% hiring of those candidates. Please welcome, class of 1975, Jeffrey Keisley.
Thank you, Principal Villani. Again, Jeff Keisley, 1975. And I'm going to do something a little bit different. We're going to talk about a story that's going to happen in the future. I didn't plan to do this until 30 minutes ago when I met Lily Gaston, one of our future speakers here this evening and a leader here at Bethel Park High School. My story, just very briefly, and I'll get to Lily in a second. My story, very briefly, is one of how proud I am to be affiliated with this school. I spent all my school years here at Bethel Park, graduated here, as you know, in '75. And I learned a tremendous amount about giving back, leadership, taking risks, which I strongly encourage all of you to think about. That's serious. If there's one thing I'd like you to think about tonight, it's that, taking that risk, taking that step forward where others won't. I learned from my teachers. I learned from my coaches on the football field, on the track, and in the basketball gym, none of which are here now except the football field. So it's, who moved to school? So again, I'm extraordinarily proud to receive this recognition. And through my years and years in corporate America, we always worked in our pharmaceutical industry, and I was a technologist working on those technologies to bring things like vaccines, solely needed, and cancer therapies and the like, to patients. And that was my mission, using my education here, and many of the things that I learned here that I used in my professional career. I was always out looking for the next challenge, taking some risks. There's that word again. And at one point, young in my career, the CEO of our company, a very large pharmaceutical company, global company, you know the name, came up to me and says, "Jeff, you're always out looking for trouble." Now, this is not the kind of trouble I want to see you in Principal Villani's office. Trouble meant wherever there was the biggest challenge, in school, the National Honor Society, an opportunity to lead, I raised my hand. That was my nature. I learned that here at Bethel Park, and again, I'm extraordinarily proud of that. 30 minutes ago, the future story, Lily came over, introduced herself. Very confident, very proud. I have an offer for you right here if you are willing to take a job in 4 years. I'm actually not serious about that, but in 4 years I will be. If I could hire Lily today, and probably all of you, I would probably take that opportunity, having worked with incredibly talented students through their educational career, especially those in university. So I expect to see Lily, you, up on this stage. Please invite me in a few years with your colleagues here. Again, thank you all. I am tremendously gratified. I love this place, and I will forever remember it. And congratulations to all of you.
Again, real special opportunity to share these distinguished alumni with our class tonight. Hearing the things they say, the places they've been, and the things they've done, it is extremely inspiring. The whole process of getting to know them through their families, their induction, everything was just tremendous in where they were. And while they didn't go to this exact building, they sat in those seats. The seats you're sitting in now, the teachers, the things, they were in your position. And bringing them up here tonight is not showing where they are, but it's showing where you can go. They started to mention, this year we started to adopt, and we still haven't fully pushed it out, our new motto here at the high school. Built on tradition, focused on the future. And I think it's so appropriate for Bethel Park in what we are here. We have such a proud, rich tradition, whether it's in music, academics, athletics, military. And again, we're really looking forward to the future in new initiatives, new programs. And that's what Bethel Park is to me as the principal here. You look at Bethel Park, and I said this earlier, it's to me, it's the best place with the best programs, and all that's possible because we have the best people. And that's so suiting for what tonight means and what tomorrow means, because tonight is special, tonight is a celebration, it's a recognition, it's to identify your accomplishments and welcome you into this special group, and at the same time, it's a challenge. It's a challenge to take those risks. It's a challenge to do something or go somewhere that nobody else has gone. You already make us proud, and we look forward to how proud you're going to continue to make us as you represent the high school and the rest of your time here and beyond Bethel Park once you enter the world. So it is my pleasure again to welcome you. We have a wonderful evening, and let's shift this back to the most important part, these students and these inductees for this National Honor Society class. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mr. Sean O'Brien. I am the NHS advisor. In order to find yourselves inducted this year, now we did have to slightly adjust our expectations thanks to COVID. We're closer back to normal, but we normally require 35 hours of community service. We backed it down to 25 this year in order to accommodate for the difficulty to find opportunities or to get out into the world for a while there. We used to require 2 different teacher recommendations. We dropped that down to 1. We figured that it was hard to really let a teacher get to know you when you were just if you were a face on the screen, that's great. Most of you were ceiling fans, but we took what we could get. That was awesome. Leadership, that one was real hard for some people. We saw some real interesting interpretations of what leadership was, and it was really inspiring, some of the stuff that we saw. So it was nice to see that even in times of struggle, these students stood out as leaders amongst the community, amongst their friends, and amongst their family. And character. This essay was an idea that was born last year. We kind of thought, how do you assess one's character best? So we asked them to write an essay on a time that their character was challenged. And so we saw that a lot of students weren't even sure what the word character was. We kind of realized that it wasn't fair so much to judge them. It wasn't maybe that they didn't know what character was, it was that they had yet to fully experience that defining moment where they know who they are. Now, the students up on the stage have been members of NHS for the last couple of years, and they've had a chance to experience some major moments, to really learn a lot about themselves and others. They're going to present to you speeches that they wrote themselves this evening on those 4 pillars. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce our first pillar speech, and that is our NHS President, Mr. Keelan Donovan, on scholarship.
and congratulations to all of you on your induction into the National Honor Society. Today, I will be speaking to you about what it takes to be a scholar. On a basic level, scholarship could be defined as academic achievement and learning of a high caliber, which all of you have clearly exemplified. However, more lies within this definition. To me, scholarship can be defined as the pursuit of knowledge in a world full of mystery. It's the late night study sessions, the riveting dialogues with your elders, it's the curious inquiry, and it's so much more. Being a scholar could also be considered an attitude. Ralph Waldo Emerson epitomized this attitude when he said, "Scholarship is to be created not by compulsion, but by awakening a pure interest in learning." What he meant by this is that learning for a true scholar isn't something that should be done out of a feeling of necessity, but rather out of a desire. Building this desire requires a shift in your mindset and approach to new concepts. Earlier this month, when my brother came home from spring break, he shared with me a piece of advice he received from his law professor. His advice to approaching learning was to go in with a positive attitude of "I get to," rather than a negative attitude of "I have to." Now this mindset, which may sound cliche, in my opinion, is better suited for college and beyond, where you are specializing more in your interests. But there are definitely instances, both in and out of school today, where you can apply this. Speaking from experience, I believe that having this attitude in all aspects of your life can make a difference in helping you accomplish all the dreams that you wish to achieve. I'll leave you with this. We all live with the privilege of having knowledge within our grasp, so be eager to take advantage of it. Thank you, and once again, congratulations.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lily Gaston. I'm going to talk about leadership tonight. So, like all of the pillars, there are these really big terms that can have lots of interpretations, and they can often be a little bit hard to define. So each of you sitting over there on my left have demonstrated leadership abilities on the application that brought you here tonight. You have each inspired others and united those around you to work together. Some of you may have been leaders on a sports team, in a club, at a job, in the classroom, or anywhere else. And each one of these different environments demanded different things of you as a leader. In addition to that, each person leads differently. But as a coach of mine once said, leadership is simply the ability and desire to influence and impact others. And honestly, I can't really describe leadership any better than that. Leaders manifest in many different forms. Some are vocal, these are often the more obvious leaders, but others lead by example and attitude. All of these leaders have an influence and impact on those around them. Through their influence and impact, leaders have the ability to inspire others and rally them around that common goal. The spaces that you find yourself a leader in often reflect the things that you care about the most. Leadership in spaces where we care a lot can be really hard because not everyone is caring as much as you are. Ruth Bader Ginsburg articulated this idea really well. She said, "Fight for the things you care about, but do it in a way that will lead others to join you." A true leader has this ability to influence others to join in whatever their cause might be. Right now, those things might seem small. Perhaps you're team captain and your responsibility is to unify the team to fight to win each game. Just think, 5-10 years from now, you're sitting in a college classroom, or you're running a company, or you're introducing a piece of legislation, and that fight for what you believe in, you're going to have to come back to that leadership and somehow influence and impact others to take action alongside you. Ultimately, there's no one right way to be a leader, and there are as many leadership styles as there are leaders. Each person finds their own methods and ways of rallying those around them, and that's what makes leadership such an important pillar of NHS. Leadership is unique to each person who embodies it, and it is always evolving. So, to each of you who are leaders in your own way, congratulations, and continue to inspire those around you. Thank you.
Willa Hernandez, and I'm honored and excited to be here tonight. I find that the word character seems simple enough to describe, yet deceivingly hard to articulate. I look to a character many of you may be familiar with. He said, "It is our choices that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities." Albus Dumbledore. I believe that one's character is not something inborn or inherited. It is developed through the choices that we make every day. When you were little, it may have been easier, not throwing your peas on the floor, sharing your animal crackers during snack time, taking turns on the sliding board. A few years later, your choices begin to have a bigger impact. Not letting someone sit alone at lunch, saying hi to the new kid in school, reaching your hand to help the opposing player off the ground, standing up for a friend, and even taking the time to say thank you to the coach at the end of the season. Now, you're in high school. Your choices may seem a bit more challenging as you balance your social and academic obligations. Being a good listener, even if your opinions differ, staying home and studying for that big test instead of going to dinner with friends, doing something for others without recognition, not backing out of commitment, celebrating a peer's success with pride, learning how to lose with grace, and being able to win with humility. These are some of the choices that will go into shaping your character. All of you tonight have proven that the choices you've made reflect what kind of character you represent. You're inspiring your community, peers, teachers, and even your families here tonight. For that, you should feel exceptionally proud. The 4 pillars, scholarship, leadership, community service, and character, were chosen for a reason. The choices you've made up until now are just the foundation of your character. Building and developing your character doesn't end when you leave this school. It is something you have to continually work at, and it is the choice in making your character stronger that will ultimately lead to a successful future. Thank you, and congratulations to the inductees of 2022.
Good evening, everyone. Last pillar, so hang in there with me. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Gian Varghese. I am a junior at Bethel Park High School, and I'm the Community Service Chair in the National Honor Society. So to all my inductees and future inductees who might be inducted one day, you're here for 2 reasons. You're here to be recognized for your hard work, dedication, and excellence in school, as well as lending a helping hand in our community and around the school as well. Or you might be here because your parents forced you to be here. I know I was in that crowd when my brother got inducted, but I'm sure as you think about this day going forward, you'll remember it, and I think it'll be a fond memory as you look to the past as the years go on ahead. So one of our requirements for getting into National Honor Society is volunteering or performing acts of community service for 25 hours. The most important question to ask here is, what is volunteering and community service? Merriam-Webster defines volunteering as, quote, to offer oneself as a volunteer, and even more specifically, they define a volunteer as a person who voluntarily undertakes or expresses a willingness to undertake service. All the words beginning with volunteer. But when I think of volunteering, personally, I think of someone who's willing to give away their time, their effort, and dedication to someone or something for no compensation. Everyone wants compensation for any hard work they do. I know when I do chores around the house, I always want compensation. Like, if I mow the grass, I'll take some money. If I rake the leaves, money. Wash the dishes. I tried to ask for money, but I learned the hard way that that wasn't going to fly in the house. But the one thing I've learned from volunteering throughout my time in the high school and beyond is that the reward of volunteering is seeing that smile on that person's face when you serve them, and the lives you positively affect when you help. The other facet in this pillar is community. We're privileged to be in such a great community of Bethel Park, and we've been given so many opportunities here. But it is now time that we start asking ourselves what we can do for the people around us, our neighbors, our classmates, our school district, our family. I urge all of you to not look at any volunteering opportunity as a way to fill up your quota of 25 hours. Think of it as an opportunity to give back to those around you and to even enjoy new experiences as you never had before. I'd like to finish with a quote from the former Prime Minister of England, Winston Churchill, and he said, quote, "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give." This quote applies to today's modern times, just as it did when Churchill originally said these words, as giving back to those in a way is very gratifying for us, and it makes us as a human whole. I will end this with one final thought. One small act of service can fill an entire community with unity and hope. Again, congratulations, inductees, and I wish you luck going forward. Thank you.
I'd now like to introduce all of the members of our executive board this year. When I call your name, please stand to be recognized. Our president, Keelan Donovan. And although technically she is our vice president, it does come down to pretty much whatever we need, she will step up and be incredibly helpful with. Vice President Lily Gaston. Secretary Willa Hernandez. Treasurer Freddie Shine. Our community service co-chairs, Brendan Bridge, Gian Varghese, and Julie Hay. Our public relations chairs, Robert Brooks and Olivia Masseri. Our dance and induction chairs, Melina Stewart, Sarah Gillian, and Martina Tatalius. And lastly, our two attendance officers, Drew Lippert and Sadie Fiedel. And now, for the part that most of you have been waiting for, I invite Mr. Villani back onto the stage. We will now begin awarding the certificates to our newest members of the National Honor Society. Diksha Adhikari. Leah Armstrong. Ava Arnold. Elena Banks. Samuel Basil. Caitlin Becker. Julia Bennett. Mary Boff. Emma Burke. Logan Burke. Alex Burke. Kelsey Caldwell. Aiden Campbell. Arabella Cicero. Bryce Clancy. Faith Clunan. Nicholas Como. Megan DeHaven. Lexi Dorfner. Sam Downing. William Eliopoulos. Katie Erfurt. Henry Gaskin. Kendra Givens. Rebecca Gillenberger. Jesse Hafner. Ella Harmon. Jasper Harder Hughes. Ashley Heath. Lucas Herzl. Ethan Haraiko. Ella Hebner. Hayden Hunter. Megan Huey. Rylan Jones. Hirsch Cambley. Anthony Carner. Tyler Kelgren. Keisley. Savannah Knopf. Tyler Kramer. Amber Cuss. Jenna Lang. Dylan Lawton. Anna Marie Lorenzi. Lydia Lorenzi. April Lucidor. Danielle Mack. Michael Matthias. Lupe McElvaney. Michaela Metz. Grace Mao. Luke Myers. Parker Nelson. Janelle Wynn. Penelope Pandolfo. Katie Peterson. Margaret Pivots. Delaney Puskis. Cassie Robinson. Megan Rogers. Madeline Sams. Lacey Scheidler. Grace Skalniak. Madison Scaris. Alexander Smaroff. Emma Smith. Lily Spence. Isabella Stasek. Eliana Stranko. Ava Swatoa. Alexandra Tikolve. Emma Timmons. Ryan Tierney. Nathan Teets. Vanessa Troxel. Megan Tursky. Angelina Velaceres. Mackenzie Wade. Elena Wassel. And Theodore Wicker. Now, I would like to invite our National Honor Society President, Keelan Donovan, to recite the National Honor Society oath.
if you could all repeat after me. I pledge myself to uphold the high purpose of the National Honor Society to which I have been elected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands. I will be loyal to my school. And I will maintain and encourage high standards of character, scholarship, leadership, and service. Congratulations.
In my shortest remarks for the night, I just want to say congratulations. Thank you to our officers, Mr. O'Brien, our sponsor. Thank you, parents, for your support and trust in your children's education. And again, congratulations to this year's National Honor Society inductees. Please feel free to stay around, take pictures with the family. Again, the Great Alumni Hall of Fame case. And thank you all. Have a safe evening. Congratulations.